Hi there, on this video we're going to look at Intelligent Prime Capital. Is it legitimate or is it a total scam? Let's jump in and have a look. Okay, so this is a fresh update on the last video that I recorded. I am not an affiliate with iprimecapital. I have no vested interest. The whole purpose of this video is to give you some facts and information so you can make up your own decision. But I will tell you right at the start, Intelligent Prime Capital is an investment fraud. It's a scam. It's a Ponzi scheme. And I'm going to give you 14 red flags to give you that real strength of confidence to realize that you should not put any money into this scam. If you've already got some money in there, try and get out as quick as you can, because this could vanish at a moment's notice. In fact, there will be no notice. It will just vanish like that before your eyes and your money will be gone. Now, I need to say at the start as well, because this I know will also generate a load of people who are in Intelligent Prime Capital who think this is the best thing ever and it's legitimate. The one major reason they will say that is because they will say, and you'll probably see the comments below, but I'm being paid, so how can it be a scam? Now, all Ponzi schemes pay out initially. They have to attract new investors, and without new investors a Ponzi scheme won't get anywhere. So yes, absolutely, there will be some people who will be making money, albeit on screen. They'll be thinking they're making money, and some people will be net winners and they will receive what is basically stolen money from later investors. The whole point of a Ponzi scheme is it robs Peter to pay Paul, and you need a constant flow of bigger money coming in than they're paying out. As soon as the inflow of money drops below the money that's outgoing, the scammers, the professional criminals who are running this, will just cut the website, cut the payments, and it will just vanish. And like I said, without warning. So the argument that some people give to say, well, yeah, but I'm making money, so it must be legitimate, is certainly not proving any form of legitimacy. That, if anything, just shows, well, hey, look, this is more than likely going to be an investment fraud anyway, because that's how Ponzi schemes work. The other thing that people will do is they'll call me a hater, but like I said, there is no benefit for me to do this video. I'm not pitching anything else. I will give a link at the end if you are interested in looking at something genuine, but that is not the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video is to show you the facts and figures and information so that you can identify Intelligent Prime Capital for the scam that it is and preserve your money. Okay, so let's jump in with the 14 red flags that I've got. Now, before we do this, I do also need to say that it's impossible to prove a Ponzi scheme unless you actually operate in a Ponzi scheme and can show the audit of where the money is going. So you can only look at red flags, but these red flags should give you real 100% confidence that this is a scam. So, red flag number 1. We're going to look at some warning signs, first of all, from regulators around the world. And this is to show you that when the regulators start warning you, you really should be very concerned that this is a scam. So the first warning sign we're going to show you is from Ontario Securities Commission, Intelligent Prime Capital Limited. They dated their warning 24th of February 2022, and basically they're saying, look, this is operating illegally. It's most likely a fraud. They can never say again. They will not say this is a fraud. That's not within their regulatory authority to be able to do that, because unless they can actually see the books internally, which they're not going to do whilst the scammers are running their business. But this is as close as it gets. This is as strong a warning as you will ever get from regulators. Look, this is a fraud. Okay, so this is from the Ontario Securities Commission. I should also say at this point, because the scammers will say, yeah, but everything's a scam. The banks are a scam as well, and so on. No, the banks are not promising you 50% return per month. The banks are guaranteeing your money up to a certain amount of money anyway, backed by governments. So the banks are very different. This is an outright scam. Banks have been around for hundreds of years. They don't collapse overnight within a matter of months of starting. So don't get fooled by that argument that scammers will put in as well, saying, but everything's a scam. I'll address one of the other issues whilst I'm thinking of it as well. A lot of people will say, well, only invest what you can afford to lose. Now, on the surface, that seems a very attractive and sensible piece of advice, because that's what real investments would say to you anyway. Don't invest what you can't afford to lose, because genuine investments do carry risk. However, this, in terms of a Ponzi scheme, is stupid advice, because you shouldn't put any money into a Ponzi scheme. First of all, it's going to collapse. All Ponzi schemes do collapse. That's 100% certainty. There's no Ponzi scheme that has run and stood the test of time. The closest we ever got was Bernie Madoff, who ran his Ponzi scheme for, I think it was about 30 years, but that still collapsed. But these online schemes, they generally last a few months, if that. So don't put any money into something you know to be a scam. There's no sense, even if you can afford to lose it, why just hand that money over to criminals? Secondly, and rolling on from that idea, you are handing your money to criminals. These are professional fraudsters. They are obtaining your money by lies and deception. Okay, they are saying they're giving you 50% returning through some fantastic artificial intelligence trading bot. It's lies. Okay, nothing gives 50% return per month over the, it's just ridiculous. And I'll go through that as one of my red flags later. But MLM Ponzi schemes have been associated with terrorist attacks in the past. The New Zealand mosque attack, the guy that carried out that attack where he shot people, he attributed a lot of his finance to a Ponzi scheme. Okay, so when you're handing money into a Ponzi scheme, willingly giving it over because someone said to you, well, only put in what you can afford to lose, you are basically handing money to criminals without any resistance whatsoever. If you had 1 million people giving $100 each to fraudsters, those fraudsters have just benefited to $100 million. These frauds are not small frauds. These are massive crimes. And you could be funding terrorism, drug gang lords, all sorts of criminal activity. Do not give your money into what is known to be a fraudulent scheme. Let's get on to red flag number 2 before we get too distracted. Red flag number 2, again, is another regulator. This time we're going to Spain. This is the Spanish regulators here, 28th of March 2022, Intelligence Prime Capital here. Let's try and put this in English. But yeah, this is the warning that basically they're operating illegally in Spain, they're operating illegally in every country. It just takes time for these regulators to catch up. That's red flag number 2. Let's go to red flag number 3. This one is a regulator warning from the British Columbia Securities Commission. Intelligence Prime Capital, 31st of January 2022. iprimecapital.com, Intelligence Prime Capital Limited, claims to be based in Toronto, Ontario. Claims to offer trading services in Forex, yet they're not registered. Okay, so they're operating illegally. That's what they're offering to people in British Columbia. That's what they're offering to people around the world, but they are not registered in any shape or form in any jurisdiction. We'll go on to more details in that in just a moment as well. Red flag number 5, let's go over to Russia. The Russian regulators here are saying, look, in IPC Trade, Intelligence Prime Capital Limited, and they're constantly changing their name. You've got various names they go by. But again, these are, when Russia tells you that this is a scam, then you really should understand, because, yeah, it's Russia that are telling you this is a scam. Now, if we go back to the Intelligence Prime Capital website, let me just type this in. One thing that you'll see Intelligence Prime Capital and their promoters, their Ponzi pimps, being very proud of is their regulations that they have, the authorities that they've got with various regulating authorities. And don't tell me they've updated this now, because I was going to show you. Right, here we go. So they've got 3 here: FinCEN license, FinTrack license, and ASIC license. If we go to the FinTrack license first of all, we come through to the website here. MSB stands for Money Services Business, and their registration status has ceased. Okay, FinTrack has said, no, you're no longer authorised on this. This was cessation of activities date was the 4th of April 2022. So it's very short-lived here. They got their registration, which, by the way, is very easy. MSB doesn't mean that they are authorised or legitimate. It's simply they've registered with MSB, but that has now been ceased. So, and that's even from the iprimecapital website. The FinTrack license has ceased. That is no longer in existence. So that's another warning sign there. If we look at the ASIC license here as well, regulatory license here for the Australian Securities Commission. So we look up their number 00129462, Australian Financial Services Authorised Representative. We click on search and we will come through and we will see the details here. The licensees represented is HLK Group Pty. So if we just go through to this page here, so we can see the licensee details is HLK Group Pty Limited, and their representative is Intelligence Prime Capital Financial Advisory. However, if we look at HL Group Pty, we can see that there's actually a warning on their website. If we just go over here, and we can see HL Group, important notice, scam websites. HL Group say, please be advised that HLK Group have been made aware of a number of scam websites portraying some of our corporate authorised representatives we authorise in Australia. Please be aware that HLK Group do not authorise any company's activities outside of Australia, and all companies we authorise should be a proprietary limited format. So there's a warning there that HLK Group is saying that any company that's outside Australia, they don't get authorised with. So, you know, Intelligence Prime Capital, their licensee details, HL Group, and Intelligence Prime Capital are telling us that they're based in Toronto. Well, HLK Group say on their own website they don't authorise anything outside Australia. So very, very dodgy there, big red flag. So that was red flag number 6. Let's have a look at red flag number 7. So Intelligence Prime Capital have already started restricting members in various countries, USA, Malaysia and Singapore. This was in the back office to members. Intelligence Prime Capital will cease subscription for your country due to regional restriction to remain compliant with the local regulation. So they're already starting what's called an exit scam. So they're starting to restrict people. They can't get their money out. We're seeing that from lots of places now as well. So this was from March the 21st, 2022. Various countries starting to be closed down by Intelligence Prime Capital. This is classic playbook, textbook stuff for a Ponzi scheme to start their exit scam and blame regulators, blame hackers, blame everyone else. They close down, and those who've been taken in by the scam at least have some sort of excuse, say, oh, they were scammed as well. You know, it wasn't their fault. They can still hang on to the belief that it was actually genuine when it never was. Now, red flag number 8 is a simple logic test. If they had a trading bot that would give, and let's just go here, we've got the Master C trading bot, which they're quoting gives a 50% ROI. This is monthly return for $59.90. 50% ROI. The logic is simply you would not let anyone see your trading bot. There's a risk that someone else would unpick it, reverse engineer it, and therefore create their own trading bot. Again, the scammers will come up with all sorts of nonsense arguments to try and counter that. But the reality is, if you had a trading bot, let's say it could do 50% per month. So let's go 50% per month, and we ran that for 60 months, in other words 5 years, and the compounding is happening every month. Let's see what you would make with just a $10,000 start. If you had an auto trading bot that could do that, you would make $367 trillion, okay, within just 60 months, if you genuinely had a trading bot that could do that. Clearly, it's utter nonsense. Okay, red flag number 9. They have completely fake people as named as their COO and CMO of Intelligence Prime Capital. The COO, if you look at their PowerPoint presentations, they say that Walter Stefan has been involved with European Central Bank. Well, there is a Stefan Walter who is working with the European Central Bank, and we can go and find his YouTube video, or rather the Central Bank's YouTube video. Let's go over here and paste this in so you can see this. So here is Stefan Walter. So we can see Stefan Walter comments on new forms of teaming. This is from the European Central Bank official YouTube channel. So this is Stefan Walter, who looks nothing like the Walter Stefan of Intelligence Prime Capital. So this is a completely fake, fictitious name, the COO, and they're trying to say that, oh no, he's a legitimate person. You've also got the same with Dr. Ning. This guy on the YouTube videos has no digital footprint outside of Intelligent Prime Capital. He's just an actor paid to sit there in front of a camera, read a script. He gets paid for that, and he's been put up as the Boris CEO, as we call them, a fake presenter for Intelligence Prime Capital. So again, another big red flag warning sign there. You don't know who's behind this scam, but the names they have given you are completely fake. Big red warning flag number 10 is their referral program. This very transparently shows that actually they are funded by new money coming in. They have an MLM referral structure. MLM is not in essence a bad thing, but when it's used to promote a scam, because it is a very powerful marketing method, then you've got some big warning signs here. But the biggest warning sign is they're actually paying out up to 100% of the money they receive in. Now they don't pay out the complete 100%. Some people don't get paid out on that, but they are. If you add up these 20 levels, if you manage to become a shareholder director, as they call it, where you've personally put $10,000 into it, you've made sales of 10 people who have put $10,000 in, or $100,000 of personal sales, plus a group of $1 million of sales, you will earn on all 20 levels on the affiliate plan. So that's 30% plus 20% plus 10% plus 3 levels at 5% and so on. You add all these percentages up, it's actually 100% payout. So someone who's joining Intelligence Prime Capital, 100% of their money doesn't go into trading, it goes to the referral program. So again, a classic Ponzi scheme. It's later money coming in to pay earlier investors. That's what a Ponzi scheme does. It doesn't generate any money through any proper trading or any legitimate means. It's simply recycling money from later investors to earlier investors. And that's on their own website here. They're admitting 100% of their money on some people who join the business gets paid out to their referrals, their referees rather, referrers. So there you go, 100% getting paid out. So big red warning sign there. Okay, big red warning sign number 11 is they have no evidence or proof or audited accounts at all of actual genuine trading. They do use MT4, and that does fool a lot of people because MT4, MetaTrader 4, kind of gives that appearance of being legitimate trading, but they're actually faking it, and it's very simple to fake. I'm going to play a short video here which shows someone revealing how easy it is to fake MT4 trading. So do pay attention to this, because this, again, a lot of people are getting sucked into this because they're saying, but we've got MT4 trading, it's got to be genuine. No, it's easy to fake, as you'll see here.
There's hundreds of these servers. They're all over the place. All of these guys just either rent them. They're brokers that are fronting that are false brokers. There's literally hundreds of these. So let's make a deposit. We'll go in here. Let's put $1 million in the account. So let's go full Astro. 1, 2, 3. And we just give this a code. So D for deposit. Put this code in here. OK. ZHZC. Bosh. There we go. There's a mil. So let's just check this down on here. So take that up here. There we go. So where's that deposit? So let's have a quick look here. Balance has now got the $1 in it. And let's just have a quick look there. Oh yeah, the original deposit of this was half $1 million I faked, but you can see here I've just put an extra $1 million, right, just to keep it going. Right, so let's now do that trade. So we'll go back here, Adam FX. Here's the trade. And we'll go here, and I can now go, right, 1,000 lots. So what was the high in cable today? 123.60. Okay, so let's just move that to 123.60, and we'll sell there. Done. Bosh. Right, so I've already made 662 grand on this already because it's gone up. Let's just see if that's represented on the phone. But you can see if we go here, open positions, there's that cable position there with the 651k sitting in it.
Okay, another warning sign here, warning sign number 12. People are starting to receive disabled accounts. Here's some chat on WhatsApp and Telegram here. Good morning, does anyone else have this issue? MT4 says, my account blocked and when I try to check today's history. Mine is disabled too. Yep, mine too. Did you get it fixed and so on? Drained and deactivated accounts. People are saying their accounts not only being deactivated, but they've been drained of finances as well. So big red warning signs there for this, what is an exit, coming up exit scam for this Ponzi scheme. Red warning sign number 13 here. This one's a softer warning sign, but it is a warning sign nonetheless. IntelligencePrimeCapital.com. Check out the domain name registration at who.is, and you can see the domain was registered on the 22nd of November 2021, but they only bothered to register it for 1 year, which indicates they're not looking at the long term here. It costs pennies to register a domain name for 10 years or 20 years, but they've only registered it for 12 months. That's the shortest time you can register it. That should really give you an indication they are not going to be here for the long term. They have no intention being here for the long term. This will vanish without notice any moment now. But you know, they've only registered the domain name for 1 year, so that clearly shows you they're not going to be hanging around for the long term. Okay, the final red warning flag here, red warning flag number 14, is look at who's promoting this. There are YouTubers out there promoting this, and there's lots of people promoting it because of the referral rewards. They don't care whether you lose money or not. They're in it to line their own pockets. And we can see this. I'm just going to pick on one of the promoters at the moment called Mike Lucas. Here's his channel on YouTube, Mike Lucas, 2,690 subscribers. Mike Lucas on the right here, and he is a serial Ponzi promoter. In fact, I've counted up 12 different Ponzi schemes he's promoted in the last 6 years. And so I'm not going to bother going into all of those. I have got, let's just show a couple of them. Let's go to USI Tech. This was Mike promoting this just a few years ago. And this is on his Twitter feed. So I joined at YouTube video, hi John Smith from USI Tech. This is Michael Lucas on his Twitter feed. If we click on the YouTube video, if you don't know, USI Tech was a classic Ponzi scheme. Video is unavailable, no longer available because the YouTube account associated has been terminated. Either been terminated by Mike Lucas himself or been terminated by YouTube because it was promoting a scheme, a Ponzi scheme. So, you know, look at the people promoting it. They tend to have a track record of promoting Ponzi scheme after Ponzi scheme. And like I said, Mike Lucas there, I've detected 12 different Ponzi schemes that he's promoted in the last 6 years. So his Ponzi schemes on average last less than 6 months. So he does not care about you. He will give the impression he does, he will give the impression that he's been scammed. No, he's the scammer for promoting these Ponzi schemes as well. So be very, very careful on that front. Anyway, that's my summary, 14 red flags there. Now, I will give you, and again, I don't do this because I want to, but people will invariably start hating me as well if they say, I'm calling out a Ponzi scheme, but they're not giving an alternative. That is not the purpose of this video, but if you are someone who needs an alternative, then I would suggest you go and check out copydragons.com. I've been with them for years now. They're a genuine investment club. They invest in businesses like this. They produce, this is one of the companies they've invested in. They've got these drinks here called Eden Bay and Skinny Tonic. Eden Bay you will find in little superstores around the UK. So it's genuine investments in early stage businesses, just like Shark Tank or Dragon's Den. There's another product here, a company they've invested in called LifeSafe Technologies. They've got this 5-in-1 unique fire extinguisher. It is the best selling fire extinguisher by volume on Amazon in the UK. They're just launching into America now, and they're in Australia. Those are genuine investments. They take time. Yes, you are risking capital and so on, but if you want to get involved in something that's genuine here for the long term, that can have that potential to give you those big returns, do check out my website at copydragons.com, and that will take you through. You'll get invited to see my personal private videos. You can find out more about that. But that is not the purpose. Primarily, my focus on this video is to warn you of the clear warning flags for Intelligence Prime Capital. It is a Ponzi scam. Do not get involved. A, because you're going to lose your money most likely. B, because you're funding professional criminals. Do not do it. Feel free to share this video with anyone else that has pitched you Intelligence Prime Capital. It tends to come from personal referrals. That's how they operate their business, their scam. So hopefully that's helped save your money, preserved you from that nonsense. Do subscribe to my channel if you are interested in other opportunities. I'm involved in NFTs and crypto and high yield investment opportunities, but these are all genuine opportunities. That's what I'm all about. So do subscribe if you want to be updated on those as soon as they come out. And I wish you all the best. Stay safe, keep your money safe in your pocket, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.